Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Friday, and that means it's time for another topic of the week. So, last week's video was what makes a game fun for you. I thought there was a lot of good responses and some good videos, and so, of course, as always, those will be linked in last week's video, which will be linked down below. So, as normal, if you missed anything, don't worry, you can still go back and see it, and you can still leave comments and join in the conversation. But preamble out of the way, guess what? Here we are today, and it's time for our new topic. And so this week, I would like to turn a little more hard into the Age of Sigmar and return to a topic we had previously covered, that being comp. So what I want to talk about this week is your feelings on comp in the Age of Sigmar. Do you like playing the game straight and just relying on the scenarios and sort of sudden death and what it is? Do you think that's the way it should be played? Or do you like a certain comp pack? If so, what comp are you using with your friends or anything like that? If you've played in a tournament, what comp was that under? I'm going to list two down below that I think are pretty cool. The first being the Azyr Comp. I don't know how you say it, but whatever that is. It's a great comp. It's very interesting, and so I'll link that down below. You can check it out. That kind of is a pseudo points system sort of thing. It's not exactly as we would traditionally have viewed it, but it's definitely very interesting. The other one that I would point you toward is what was used for the recent Clash of Swords tournament, which was a 64-person Age of Sigmar Grand Tournament in the UK, and it looked like a heck of a lot of fun. So if you check out on Twitter, if you check out at channel_4_news, or if you just go look at me at Warhammer Weekly, I follow him, and you can just find him in my list. He has all sorts of great results from that tournament, as well as links to his compact and updates and feedback on it and all that sort of stuff. But I'll give you the links to the Dropbox files down below for that compact. I like comp, I will say that. I like some amount of the comp in there, but what I honestly like about it is that there are so many different options. So for me, I don't have any issue with the game straight out of the box, as it were. It's fine. I think you do need to have a discussion with your opponent. But for friendly games, I don't think it's largely necessary. But at the same time, I think it is fun to utilize it just to have some of the challenge of list building and list construction brought back in. And I honestly like that there's not one set system. I have heard complaints from some people that they don't like that Age of Sigmar has to be comped or something like this to play in a tournament, or maybe they even say in general. Honestly, I don't really mind it. We've had lots of great games here. I've played lots of good games with no real comp, just sort of an agreement on how we were going to bring troops to the battle. But I do sometimes miss list building. The problem with the old world was that there was generally one default method, and the comps could only tweak that a little bit. What I like about this is honestly that there are so many different choices. I don't see anything wrong with that. I see it as a great advantage, and the different comps that are out there allow you to play the game in many different ways. And I think it's honestly kind of nice that there's no imposed from above method of playing the game. Now that has a dark side, of course, in that it's hard to just show up at your local game store. If you don't have a regular group you play in or a tournament that posted it first, obviously the show up at the local game store and play is a little tougher because you don't know how they're playing or what you were supposed to bring, and you kind of have to have a more lengthy conversation. So I am sympathetic to that position. I think in every other situation, though, that is to say either the tournament or you playing with a fairly regular group of people where you can establish kind of a accepted this is how we're going to do it, I think that it's much more beneficial to have a larger number of available sort of systems, and I think that's what the modern environment does. So what I want to know is, and what I'd love to see some video responses about, is What comp do you like in Age of Sigmar? Is there a system out there that you love? Talk about it, put a link to it, so we can share it out there. Let's popularize and talk about the ones that we think are really good, that we've played under, that you've been to a tournament and had a good time with, or that you've used, with your friends in your garage. That's fine. I think that like I said, to me, it's a strength to have a lot of options out there, and I'd like to know more, because I'm sure I don't know all of them. So, do you like the comp? If so, what do you like? If not, why don't you want to use it? And the answer could be, well, I like the game straight because it's XYZ, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that too. In the end, I think that that's kind of just, we'll call it comp 0, which is just sort of the use of sudden death and things like that, right? There's sort of a de facto one. They're all effectively just kind of agreements we're going to enter into on how we're going to bring forces. There's no real difference other than one happened to be in the original 4-page rules. So that's what I'd love to see. As usual, I will post all the links for your response videos down below so that you can see to those. If for any reason, as always, I miss your video, don't be afraid to PM me, tweet at me at Warhammer Weekly, send me an email, vincentrventurella@gmail.com, and I will make sure to include those links. Look very much forward to your comments and any response videos, and as always, we'll see you next time.